Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar about our AI Automation Hub, where we will be showing you how you can unleash the power of AI in your customer service. My name is Tim, and today I'm joined by Philip, who's Chief Product Officer at Lime, and we will tell you all about AI in customer service and how you can use that at your company. What will we be looking at today? So first, there will be a short introduction by Philip, giving you some information about Userlike in general and how it's part of the Lime Group. Then I will take over and give you also a brief introduction on Userlike as a company, but especially on our all-in-one chat solution that we do offer. And then we will head over to the juicy stuff and look right into the AI Automation Hub itself, where you really will be seeing how you can use AI in your daily customer service life, so to speak. There will also be a short live demo, and then last but not least, we will be showing you how you can get started with the AI Automation Hub. But first, Philip, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Tim. Good morning. Nice to have so many of you here. Please, Tim, give me the next slide here. So at Lime, we exist to help you put your customers in the limelight. It has been proven, after all, that happy customers that are prioritized makes you more profitable and makes you make more money. It's as simple as that. And what you have today is your customer journey, your process. Maybe it's formal or informal, maybe you don't talk about it that much, but basically a process where you find new customers, try to win them over, make sure that you support and help them, and make sure they stay with you for a long time and grow. And we will be focusing especially how we at Lime can help you with the help part. And maybe you don't talk about this customer journey that much, but what you do have and talk about a lot more is, of course, your salespeople, your marketeers, and your customer service agents. And these are the superheroes we want to empower at Lime. We want to give them the best digital tools out there so they can be more efficient and really help your customers across the customer journey. And today we're going to zoom in on how we can do that for customer service. So at Lime, we have a full customer service offering, which we subdivide in 3 different areas: self-service, questions, and tickets. And our 2 products, Userlike and Lime CRM, works seamlessly together across these different areas and supports different workflows. Today, Tim will focus especially on how self-service and the questions can help your customer service agents be more efficient and really help your customers to give them the best possible experience. And it wouldn't be this year without us, of course, looking into and showing you how artificial intelligence can make you even more efficient and help you to achieve these things better. So with those quick words, let's get started, Tim, and show you how then Userlike can really help you with self-service and questions with AI.
Awesome, thanks, Philip. Okay, so now we are going to head over and look at Userlike itself. First, a brief introduction about Userlike as a company. So Userlike has been on the market for over 12 years. We've been founded 12 years ago, and our goal is basically to transform your customer communication. So the way your daily customer communication works. And we do that by providing companies with an all-in-one software for digital customer communication. And since we are based in Germany, or at least our software is developed in Germany, that also means that we have a very strong focus on data privacy and GDPR compliance. And overall, as you can see here, in the German-speaking markets, we are already the market leader. So we have over 10,000 businesses using our software worldwide, and we especially have a lot of big customers, big corporations using Userlike worldwide in, as we said, very demanding needs, so with very complex use cases and very critical applications. And since 2021, we've also been part of the Lime group. So we've been acquired by Lime, and as Philip already said, we basically have a seamless integration with Lime CRM, obviously. Okay, then let's have a look at the software itself. So I like this image a lot because it really shows how what the concept behind Userlike on a higher level. And our claim is that we enable you to turn instant conversations into long-term customer relationships. And what that means, or how that works, is that on the one side we have the users, which can basically be any target group you have as a company. So it can be existing customers or potential customers. It can also be, for example, employees or potential employees. So any sort of target group, any application where you as a company basically need to talk to a specific target group. And then on the other hand, we have this big circle, and this big circle basically represents you as a company. So we have two entities at the company. The first one being the AI, represented by this little chatbot right here, but luckily AI hasn't replaced us, at least fully yet. And that's what this woman on the other side is going to be is representing, which is the human agents, the human operators that basically also work with customer communication. And those two parties are connected by the different channels we do offer. And one very important channel is obviously what we call the website chat or the website messenger, which is basically, you've probably all used it already, is basically a chat that's directly on your website. So it's on site, and you are basically there for the customer throughout the whole customer journey across your entire website. And within this website chat, we also do offer video calls and audio calls. That's all browser-based or web-based, which also means we can, for example, share our screen. So if a request becomes very complex, or we don't really understand what the person means or needs, we can just seamlessly start a video call. But other than that, we also do offer modern messaging apps. So we've looked at how do people actually communicate these days, and worldwide the most used communication channels are especially when it comes to private people, so to speak, are messaging apps. And what we enable companies is to basically also take part of this movement of messaging apps becoming more and more popular. And that means that customers can have you as a company directly, basically, I always say, in their pocket, because they use the app, for example, Facebook Messenger. They anyways already use every single day, multiple times, multiple hours, because they communicate with friends and family. And the nice thing is that through our software, it doesn't really matter which channel the customer chooses, because you, on the other hand, you basically use Userlike, and then you can communicate with your customers via Userlike. But on the other hand, the customer can just pick the channel he or she prefers. And obviously, not only the human agents can do that, but also the AI in the form of a chatbot can do that. Okay, so now we've set the base. Now I've explained a little bit on what Userlike is. And now, as I said, the juicy stuff, now we are going to jump into the actual AI Automation Hub. And the AI Automation Hub is basically an integrated AI automation platform within Userlike. But first, why should you even automate? I mean, that's a valid question, right? So why should you automate your customer service? And the three main points we always hear from companies that come to us, that start talking to us, is that they get a lot of recurring customer requests, so over and over the same requests, or just simple requests in general, but that have a basically a vast majority of the requests coming in. And also looking at the sheer numbers, they make up a lot of the requests. Second one is that because we are, or our service team has to respond to so many different requests or to so many different customer inquiries, they are, as you say, spread very thin. So they don't have the ability to spend a lot of time on a single request, on a single problem. And that means, on the other hand, that they have less time for complex or valuable requests. So complex requests being customers having more serious problems or more complex problems. And on the other hand, valuable requests where maybe big potential customers come in, but since we don't have that much time, we can't really be there for them as much as we would want to for example, increase the probability that they go with us and that we can close the deal. And the last one, that's more on the customer side, or the customer's expectations, is obviously they would love to get instant responses 24/7. That would be the preferred way, that anytime, any day of the week, they can just come to you and then basically ask any question and you will respond right away. And what that leads to be honest, is that every single party is dissatisfied. So we have dissatisfied customers because they don't really get in-depth responses, because they don't get direct responses, they have to wait. Then customers, and this is more of the company perspective, customers churn and we get fewer leads. On the other hand, we also have an overworked service team, so they are also dissatisfied because they are just hustling with so many different requests, but they don't really have the time to spend a little bit more time on the more complex, aka for them the more interesting requests, because they are just answering the same boring questions over and over again. And then last but not least, what that all leads to, and this is again more of the company perspective, is that the company, or you as a company, have higher service costs. So to somehow stay on top of all these requests, you basically need to either hire new people or invest other resources to somehow stay on top of all these requests. And this is then basically the company perspective. And as you can see, all three parties, customers, employees, and the company itself, are basically dissatisfied. And we aim to solve that. We aim at giving you the tools at hand, and so that you can basically focus on the valuable and the complex requests, because the AI takes over most of the recurring and most of the, let's say, boring requests. And how that works is by using our AI Automation Hub, obviously. And now I'm going to explain to you a little bit more on what is the concept behind the AI Automation Hub. So the first thing we need to understand is that there is a centralized knowledge base. So there's a single knowledge base where you will feed in all your company knowledge. And the great thing is that this knowledge base is combined with a very powerful artificial intelligence. And so what you can do is you can just go into the user interface and you can manually put in questions and answers, for example. But what we can also do for you is, if you have an Excel file with questions and answers, for example, an export from your knowledge, from your FAQ page, or if you have an API with questions and answers, we can retrieve those and basically fill up this knowledge base. Okay, so now the knowledge base is filled up, and now comes the really amazing part of the AI Automation Hub, which is that it is not, for example, a chatbot software, but it is an extensive AI automation platform, which means that we can work with different AI modules, we call them. And the first module, obviously being the AI chatbot, which is also, I would say, the most powerful module that we do offer currently, because it's really, the AI in this case is really conversational. So it's really made for having extensive conversations with your customers and being really interactive. The second one is the so-called Smart FAQ. That's basically a AI-powered FAQ page for your website. And the last one is the so-called contact form suggestions, which is the ability for you to add the artificial intelligence to your existing contact form on the website. And I'm going to go into more detail on these three modules in a bit. But what you should know is that, of course, we are continuously expanding on these modules. So 2 modules, and just to give you like a brief insight, 2 modules we are currently working on is a so-called email bot. So the ability enabling the AI to also automatically respond to emails. And the other one is an AI assistant, which is basically, yeah, as the word already suggests, is an assistant that will support your agents, your operators, when they have conversations, when they manually respond to conversations, which yeah, will always happen, right? Luckily, there's no AI yet that is smart enough to do everything. So humans for the foreseeable future will still play a role also in customer service, but then they will be able to focus, as I already said, on the more complex use cases or the more valuable use cases or requests. And the nice thing is here that the AI assistant will still be able to yeah, support the your agents with AI generated content to make their lives easier. And these, yeah, as I said, are the 3 modules that we do currently offer. And one thing that's also obviously very important is that we can connect external systems. So what we can do is we can connect, for example, I mean, Lime CRM being the most obvious choice here, but we can connect third-party system to the knowledge base to, for example, increase the degree of automation. That's always the overall goal, that the AI is becomes even smarter because it can access yeah, content on your side, but especially to fully automate processes from end to end. So a customer comes in and has not just a question, but needs something solved. And where a human would before do that manually, in this case, the AI could do that by talking to your backend systems. And we could also display dynamic information. So information that is so dynamic that it basically doesn't make sense to add that to the knowledge base. We could then connect to your yeah, to your external systems to basically then display information from this database of yours, for example, specific descriptions, product information, and so on and so forth. Just to sum it up, basically just some key facts on the AI Automation Hub itself. So things that are really important to know. First one is that it's a no-code system, obviously. So you can go in, you don't need any IT knowledge, no coding knowledge is required. You can just go in and basically do everything via the visual interface. The AI Automation Hub is also ready to go out of the box. So there's no extensive training period whatsoever required. You fill up your knowledge and you can basically get started right away with no delay. Since we are working with very advanced NLP and NLU processes, the AI is able to understand human language, natural language, so you can communicate with the AI almost like with a human. So you can just frame or phrase your questions like you would do with a normal person as well. And the system is also self-learning, so that means that every single customer interaction will make the AI, or basically your specific version of the AI, more knowledgeable and enable it to even automate edge cases that you maybe not even have added like that to the knowledge base, but it learns those things also over time and also will suggest you new content. So it will say, hey, dear administrator, please add this information to the knowledge base so that I can answer these questions in the future myself, because people always ask this question, but I cannot respond to it because you haven't told me what I should be responding to this. So you haven't given me permission on what to communicate in this case. Next up, and that's connected to that, is comprehensive content management, so that you stay in control over the content the chatbot uses to respond. That's very, very important, because you don't want the chatbot to just answer anything. You want the chatbot to really answer very specifically what you have authorized it to answer. I've already said or talked about this. The integration of external systems is also possible. And the last one, all in all, what we do with the AI Automation Hub and Userlike in general is that we give you the ability to use humans and AI in a smart way, combine them, combine humans and AI in a very smart and a very efficient way, which means that there's, for example, a seamless handover from the chatbot to the human. So if the AI says, hey, this is something I cannot answer, or maybe the customer specifically asks for being forwarded to a human because he says, yeah, it's an emotional topic or something, it's about my finances. Although maybe the AI could respond to this, I don't want to talk to an AI, but in this case, I want to talk to a human. Okay, so far about some key facts that are also important, and now we are going to do a very short deep dive on the different modules. So here, quick recap on the modules that we do offer. All of them already with a little live preview. So again, we have the centralized AI knowledge base, and then we have the various modules that you can basically use to make use of this knowledge, AI-based, in different customer touch points. And that's also our overall goal with all these modules, enabling you, giving you the tools you need to, in the long term, automate every single customer touch point that you have as a company. So not only chat conversations, not only self-service on the website, not only a contact form, but also email, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's look at the first module. As I said, the most powerful, the AI chatbot. And this is also our first module that is powered, or that's combined with GPT-4. GPT-4 being the most powerful large language model today, offered by OpenAI. You've probably all heard, or probably even all used ChatGPT by now, and this is basically the underlying language model that we've integrated into our AI Automation Hub. For now, for the AI chatbot, because that's the strongest application. Also, this is basically the ability to use the large language model for the conversation, because that's what it's the strongest at. But we plan to also expand the GPT-4 integration to all our other modules as well. And in general, you can say that, of course, this chatbot, this AI employee, you can also call it the AI colleague, is available 24/7 and is available or responds instantly. And if you remember from a couple of slides back, that's exactly the problem that a lot of customers are facing, or the expectations a lot of your end customers, your users have, because they want to, anytime, any day, they want to get an instant reply. The great thing due to the GPT-4 integration is that it can generate unique replies that are based on your knowledge base. And that means that every reply will be to some degree tailored to the specific request the customer has sent. So it will add not only will it combine information in a new way, it also will add, for example, things like tonality or emotions to make it really feel like almost like you're talking to a human, to be honest. Like anyone who has used ChatGPT of you might have also had this like weird moment where you like started typing something into this text input field at ChatGPT, and suddenly something that really makes not only sense but also sounds like a human has written that came out. And that's basically the same effect. And up to this day, every time I use service bots from our customers, it's always really crazy on how natural that actually is. But one thing we definitely need to address is the topic of hallucination. So that's probably the main problem even OpenAI has, that sometimes the AI can just go off path and talk about things that are not 100% true or make up facts. And that's what we've drastically reduced with built-in safeguards, which means that there's almost no hallucinations existing, because we've really created sort of a box, or the knowledge base you fill up creates sort of a box, a framework, a fence basically for your version of the AI, and then makes sure that it doesn't break out of that. I've already said it uses conversational AI to have natural conversations, so that's also something you can test afterwards. It really feels like very natural. And then I had also already mentioned that the AI is still able to forward chats to human agents on request or if needed. And so that's this seamless handover to a human, which is still very important because, as I said, there's no AI yet that's perfect. Similar to there's no human that's perfect. There's no support agent that knows 100% every single information. It can directly respond to every single customer inquiry, and that's totally okay. That's what this human handover is for. And in that case, a human can take over and can have a deeper look into it. The next module is the so-called Smart FAQ. As I already said, that's an intelligent, here we've called it self-service portal. So that's something you can add to your website, and that will then basically be waiting for the customer anytime, and the customers can go on this FAQ page to find answers themselves. However, I had also already mentioned that it's not just your standard FAQ page, but it's powered by AI, and that means that the core of this FAQ page is a very big search bar, and similar to the chatbot, you can also just paste in your questions, and then there's also an autocomplete feature, like that from Google, for example, that suggests you already like specific keywords or phrases. You can go in and basically once you've typed, the AI will automatically show you answers that match or suggest you answers that match your search terms. But as you can see on the left, we also have categories, like that from any other FAQ page. If the customer just wants to go in and just wants to explore a little bit, which information do you provide to him, to her in general, then they can also basically browse through these different categories. Last but not least, we have our contact form suggestions, and that's, as I said, the ability for you to add the AI to your existing contact form. So you might already have a contact form on your website, and as we can see here in this image, there's a contact form, and someone started typing, "How can I change my password?" And what happens now is, instead of that the customer sends it right away, is that the AI reads what the customer has typed in real time, and then also suggests potential answers. And of course, the overall goal is that the customer, your end customer, does not click on send, meaning does not send this request to your customer service team so that they have to manually respond to this, invest resources to help the customer, but they can basically see the answer to their question right away and don't need to click send, and the AI basically has answered that question in real time before it could even become a ticket. So it's almost like a little bit of a bodyguard for your customer service employees, because it checks, can I respond or can I solve this beforehand, before it goes off to the customer service team, and oftentimes it can, and then the customer doesn't have to send it, and you have to don't have to hassle. Okay, I've told you quite a bit about the different modules, but what does this mean in practice? So what are specific results customers of ours are getting? And I find them to be really, really interesting, because the solution rates, if that's always the core metric we are looking at here, the solution rates of the different modules are really, really high. So for the Smart FAQ, which is more of a, usually of a simpler, more of a simple application, or more of a simple use case when it comes to the questions, we get solution rates. Some companies get solution rates almost of 100%. Contact form suggestion is a little bit more dynamic, and you get still up to over 80%. And then the AI chatbot, some companies get solution rates of 77% or more, which is quite astonishing, because a conversation is a very, very dynamic and a very very dynamic situation with a lot of different variables that can change, and having almost 80% solution rate is very, very great for such a dynamic situation. And this is a quote that I always bring from one of our customers. It's a German bank, and he has summarized the advantages very, very well as their application, because they're using the AI automation app. And he says that nobody who's working in customer service wants to solve the same question multiple times a day, and especially not in stressful times or when you have staff shortages, for example. And in their case, the chatbot responds directly to around 70% of the requests. So they automate 70% of all their customer communication, or at least of all their chats that they are getting. And the chatbot is involved with 85 to 90% of requests. So all requests they're getting, the chatbot is at least involved in 85 to 90% of the cases. And if you compare that to the 70% of the cases, there are still, as I mentioned, cases where it's maybe too complex, or customer just wants to talk to a human. I mean, finances can also be quite a personal, quite an emotional topic. Then the chatbot can forward. And he also said what I had said in the beginning, that our support agents only need to intervene in complex cases, or when the customer specifically asks for it. And for them, that's a real game changer. And maybe you can just start thinking a little bit about what would it mean if you could automate 60, 70, 80% of your customer communication, how much time and stress this would free up from your customer service team, but also on the other side, how much money you would save as a company when you don't have to invest as many manual, I call them, resources into your customer service, because the AI takes over a lot of these recurring and repetitive cases. Okay, so just a quick summary, your benefits of the AI Automation Hub at a glance. So you get a better customer experience, or you create a better customer experience for your customers. So they can reach out to you anytime, 24/7 self-service. You basically are available 24/7 around the clock, and you also give instant responses. That leads to faster resolution, so the customer gets the response faster. That not only means, again, going back to the better customer experience, not only leads to happier customers, but it also leads to, for example, more revenue, because you can close deals faster, because the customer who maybe wants to book your product or wants to book a service, but has a question or a quick or like a short problem, gets a response, and let's say they are already in the cart, they just want to send the order, but something doesn't work. They talk to the chatbot, the AI solves this request, and then yeah, they can basically click the order button. It also lowers the service costs, your service costs. So because you don't have to invest as many resources as before, you can lower your service costs. Obviously, everything, I've mentioned it in the beginning, Germanized, GDPR compliant. That's where we have a very strong focus on, German typical focus on. And also, obviously, what you can do is you can tailor it very much to your own design, to your own corporate identity. Awesome. Okay, then we've come to the point where we'll be looking at the AI Automation Hub, and I just want to give you a little bit of a brief feeling, just so you can like experience it yourself a little bit and just get a feeling for how it works, and especially how easy it is to get started and to basically work with the AI Automation Hub. So this, what you can see here, is the AI Automation Hub, and this is the start page basically. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter the centralized knowledge base, because that's the heart of the AI Automation Hub. And the first thing you can see is all these different folders, and every folder is basically a different topic. So you can really intuitively go in and then tailor your like divide your content into what you need for your customer service, and especially also keep it clean for you, because you are working with it maybe every day, adding new questions, revising old questions, and so on. So you can really create a great structure. You can create folders, subfolders, that's indefinite, and it's basically almost the same, like you know that from Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive. You can just create an intuitive folder structure. Also, what you can do is you can switch to different languages. So the AI can speak over 30 languages or understand over 30 languages. So you can basically select these languages right here. But for now, in this case, it is English. And what you can see here is, again, the different folders. And if I now go in, for example, account, and then I can, like, I get all these all the content that's already set up here. And what we, for example, can do is we can create a new like a new content right away, so a new entry in the knowledge base. And I'm going to be very uncreative, and I'm just going to type what's already suggested here. So how can I renew my password? So that's in here already. And now I would maybe add 2, 3 variations of this question. And these questions I put in to tell the AI, what do I even want to automate? So the AI needs some sort of hint on what this entry is about. What do I want to automate here? And once you've added this to the knowledge base, what happens in the background, the process, is that the AI sort of analyzes this sentence. How can I renew my password? And maybe the variations you've added, and is able to understand or extract the underlying intention. So it doesn't look at one specific keyword or so, but it really looks at this whole sentence, at the sort of the concept of this sentence, and what on a underlying level, what basically the meaning of that sentence is. And the second step would then be to basically create the answer. So if we haven't imported this for you, you can just go in and you can create the answer. And the first thing you see is which folder this is in. So you can just go in here. You can also now this example works very, very well, because we are currently, I think it's Black Week, right? It always gets more and more with Black Friday. But if you say, hey, I just want to show something temporarily, I just want to show something, for example, during Black Week, it would be from Monday to, let's say, Sunday. I can pick this, and this would mean that this answer would only, let's say, a discount code, whatever, some Black Week related content, and would only be displayed during this week. And here, obviously, I can choose which status does this entry have, or this specific answer have. So in this case, it's still a draft. If I put it to public, then the warning goes away, and the chatbot would then consider this for using it in the customer service. So you can don't need to worry. You can first maybe create a couple of drafts and have a colleague look over it, and so on, and then you can set it to public. And then the last thing we basically need to do is we just need to create a response. And what you can do here is you can work with a very extensive editor, which means that you have a lot of different elements available. So the first one would be very obvious text. So I could just say to reset your password, please go here, and maybe there's a URL or something like this. Maybe I want to add an image where we show in our software, maybe with a couple of red arrows where to click to reset something, or maybe we have a video on how you can reset your password or how to create a safe password, or we have like a PDF document with like an instruction, something like this. We can then select the download element, and it will automatically then send a file to the customer. What we can also control is basically, for example, if there should be a transfer. So we can have the transfer element and then can go in and say who this should be forwarded to. And so you really have full control. And here, the last one being the condition element. So usually the standard case is that the AI takes over all of the work, but there can be some specific situations where you might want to add like sort of a manual condition into it, which means something where there is like a question or an option to choose from. And in this case, for example, it could be that depending on the customer status, because we haven't set up a connection to Lime CRM, but we just need this quick answer, so that AI doesn't know which customer status the customer has, but that's not that big of a deal because it's just this one simple condition anyways. We could just ask which type of customer are you? So just as an example, and then we maybe have premium and standard, and then I can go into the different options, and I can use the same extensive editor to basically create a response or create a subcondition. So whatever I want, I can basically do here. In this case, maybe with premium, it's just hey, in this case, your personal account manager will contact you and do the password reset for you, and then you maybe implement a transfer element so that the chatbot forwards to the account manager. You can pick who it should be forwarded to, and with the standard case, maybe here you just want to provide an not an API, a link where the customer can basically click on and then reset the password themselves, because they are not a premium customer, so they don't get premium service, obviously. But what the key takeaway for you should be that you basically have full control over what content the chatbot uses to automate your customer service. So you don't need to worry about something being done in a different way or basically phrased in a different way. And I already mentioned that the AI is able to talk in multiple different questions, and it can even, through the large language model integration, can even switch language on the fly. So if you ask the AI, hey, I would like to speak in Swedish, for example, it could switch and translate content on the fly. However, I would say that's not the most common use case, because the customer comes into your website and it's all, let's say, all in English, and probably the customer wouldn't then go to an English chat and then start a conversation in English, but then ask the chatbot, even remember the chatbot to basically speak English. If he does, perfectly fine. The AI will do that on the fly, but what we always suggest is setting up the knowledge base in different languages. And the nice thing is that this is insanely easy with the AI Automation Hub, because what you can do is you can just go in here, you can click on translation, and then you can basically select all the different, or you will be shown all the different languages you have activated here for the knowledge base. And then you can, for example, select Polish. You can just say, I want Polish. And then what you can do is you can just create a translation, and automatically the AI will translate everything from the questions you've added to the different text. Even all the different modules will be then translated into the language you have selected. You only need to save it, and then it is set up and you're ready to go. So you can basically create the knowledge base in one language, and just with a couple of clicks translate all this content to a different language. Okay, so that's all the most interesting stuff. I just want to show you one last thing, which is the appearance area, where you can really go in and really tailor everything to your own liking, to your own design. So if you go in, you can even work directly on the code. Okay, so after we've looked at the AI Automation Hub in practice, now you should have gotten a good feeling for how it works, how you set it up. We'll go back to the presentation, and as promised, last but not least, I will explain to you how you get started. And first, some general information. So the AI Automation Hub is available from 490 euros per month. There's a one-time onboarding workshop, obviously, because we want to 100% ensure that you have everything you need, that you have the perfect setup, where we tailor the solution to your needs. And for Lime customers exclusively, there's also a 30-day trial, so you can try it out, you can get your hands on it, and you can get a even better feeling for it yourself. And what are the steps to get started? So the first one would be to book a demo appointment with your account manager. So just reach out to your contact person at Lime, tell them that you've seen this awesome thing in this webinar and you would like to see more or know more about it. Then you can sign up for Userlike for free. We will set everything up with you, and then you can get started using AI in your customer service. Awesome. That's all information I wanted to give to you today in this webinar. And now you have the chance to ask questions. So if you have questions, please feel free to jump right into the questions tab and write all these questions here. And I can see we have one question here. Let's see. So, can the models handle Swedish or just English? Yes, of course, the models can also handle Swedish. You've probably asked this question before I showed the different languages in the AI Automation Hub itself. But if I go back to the AI Automation Hub, I can just go back here. Now you should see it again. And we go back to the knowledge base, then you can see here we can basically select all kinds of languages, and Swedish is amongst them. Okay, is there a dark mode setting for the knowledge base? I guess currently not, but that's a good suggestion. So we will definitely take that into account. Who do I contact if interested? As I said, please get in touch with your Lime, with your contact person at Lime. If you do not have a contact person at Lime, please just reach out to the Lime support, and they will definitely be able to forward you to someone who can help you and book a meeting, book a demo with you. Next question from Andreas is the onboarding workshop included in the price? No, that's not. That's an additional, that comes at additional cost, but also your Lime contact person can tell you more about it. Okay, any other questions? This is your chance. But also, what I have to mention is if you have additional questions, I totally understand there was a lot of information, but if you just go about your day and maybe think about it, think about AI automation in general and specifically about the AI Automation Hub, and the question comes up, same answer as before, just reach out to your Lime contact person and we can set up a meeting and can definitely give you a more in-depth look. But also, of course, answer all questions you might have. Next question is, can I get the recording to show it to my colleagues? Yes, of course. Afterwards, we will be sending the recording of this to everyone here on the who signed up. So if you are signed up, which I guess you are, because otherwise you wouldn't be here, you will definitely be sent this later on. Next question is, can my contact person at Lime give me further education on this AI system? Yes, of course. So what we can do is, what we will do is, if you reach out to him or her, we can just set up a meeting and then give you a more in-depth look at the AI Automation Hub, answer all your questions, and really, give you basically all information you need or you want you need to have to get started with it. Oh, yeah, perfect. So there was another question I skipped. Sorry for that, but Philip, thanks for that, already answered it. So the question was, the questions that are asked by the customer, can you see these? Can you see this communication? And yes, of course, you can. So you will be able to see all of these questions in the so-called message center. Philip has already mentioned it, and I can also show that to you really quick, so you just get a glimpse on how that would look like. So I've now switched to the message center, which is basically where you can respond to chats, but where you can also look at chats. Currently, I'm in the inbox, so that's what the name already suggests. It's the inbox where your personal chats are, but I can also go to all conversations, and under all conversations, I can basically see all conversations that have taken place, and I can then also see who they were assigned to, and so on and so forth. And what I can also do is I can basically filter for conversations with bot involvement. So if I go in here, you will be able to see all conversations where a specific bot has basically taken part. And as you can see here also, the channel doesn't really matter for the chatbot, so it can work on all those different channels that we do offer. Amazing, great. I think that was all. That were all your questions. So again, if you have any further questions, just reach out to us, and we are very happy to help you. Otherwise, I say thanks for your attention. I wish you a wonderful day. And again, if you need anything, just get in touch with us. Thank you so much and have a nice day.